Hey guys, welcome to another day on the shop. Today, we got a new package in from Arccaptain, and we're going to take a look at it. This is the Arccaptain MIG 145PRO weld. So this is coming in a small package. This is the welder. This is the lift TIG setup. It's pretty cool. They sent me both. I'm happy about that. I've been using their Cut 50 for a while, and all I can say is good things about it. I love it. It works perfect. Hoping this will do the same. So what comes in this package? Alright, so this is everything that comes in the package. It is a compact situation here. So, got your ground, got your MIG torch, got your electrode torch for stick, got your 2 pounds of flux core wire, your strap, your hammer, some stickers, and of course a setup guide and all the information you need for it, a dust cover to throw on this, and as well as I got my TIG torch back here, which you don't get this with the setup. You'll have to buy this separately, but I have a feeling it's going to be worth it. So all in all, this is a 110 welder. So that's the plug, on off switch, no gas fittings back here. You have your little door, super compact and tiny. I love it. It is super light, and that's the gist of it. So let's look into these things a little bit more in depth. I just got to peel this thing off. It's so satisfying. Oh, that felt good. That felt real good. Well, since it is a flux core welder, it's just got an electrode here with an electronic trigger, which goes in here, and this goes in whichever deal that you're doing stuff with. So most of the time when you are flux core welding, you're going to have the leads swapped as of what a gas welder would do. So this is normally your negative, and your positive is normally your ground clamp. So, yep, let's set this thing up. Alright, so pretty easy when you're loading your wire. You're going to undo the wing nut here, keeping all that together. Pull that off, and then whenever you're loading your wire right here, you want to loosen this, pull this down, and push this up. This should have 2 different settings for your 035 or 030. So there's 8 and there is 9. So 9 I would suggest would be the 035, and 8 would be your 030. Alright, so that's how this works. Now we're going to get our flux core, set it in here, feed our wire through the machine right here. I always like having the electrode off so that you can feed the wire into the hole and it doesn't end up kinking or anything else and going all the way to the tip. So let's do that. Alright. Alright. Perfect. Alright, there's many different features on this. Let's see if we can get you out of the light a little bit. There we go. There we go. Alright, so you got your dial right here, which dials the amperage. Alright, so I'll turn it all the way down to 40 and all the way up to 145. Right here, if you can see that, that is your MIG setup. Press mode. That's your stick setup, and you can bring all that all the way back down to 20. That's pretty good. And then you have your TIG setup, your lift TIG. Alright, now we go back to MIG. This is your diameter of your flux core. You have 035, 040, and 030. So that's pretty crazy that you got 040 on here. We got 035 in there right now. Okay, so this button right here shows your thickness of your material. So it helps you dial in what you can do. So it almost does 1/4 inch. It stops at 0.21 inches. And 1/4 inch is 0.25. So we can do quite a lot with this, just as a 110 welder, which is awesome. So you can get really thin with 0.03 with all that. So let's keep checking out the awesome things that this MIG 145 Pro can do. Another awesome feature that I forgot to talk about is they have a Bluetooth app, one of the first of its kind. So down here we have the selection of MIG. We'll go there, ask if we've got everything hooked up, ready to go the right way, confirm, and then you go wire diameter, you go plate thickness, and weld current. And so you can change all this on here if you would like. So you can turn that on or off. And as you see, as I press it on my phone, it switches it on the screen. Alright, face thickness. Alright, check that out. So with that, we're not doing amperage, we're doing what it does automatically. That's pretty cool. So you don't have to be anywhere near the machine to do this. The only downside is you are 6.5 feet away from the machine with the gun that you have. So talking about this torch, yeah, feels pretty nice. We got enough wire in it. The sheath feels good, the handle feels good, trigger feels pretty good. And then these tips, I have another welder that these tips actually should all go together. These you can actually order from them or another machine. No, I get mine from Harbor Freight, but they work. So you can buy all that stuff from Harbor Freight if you need to. If you're in a hurry and you can't wait on ordering it and you need it right then, that's an option. But back to Arccaptain. So this little machine, like I said, this thing weighs nothing and it's super compact. We got our ground, our little wire hammer, wire brush and a hammer. And here's the accessories right here. But we're gonna weld a couple things with this and see how it goes, and then we'll set up the TIG. I've got to get some new gas. I'm out of argon right now, so I'm gonna get some, but we'll talk about that in just a little bit. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So let's weld with some solid core or flux core, however you want to say it, and see how the amperage goes. So let's do that. Alright, so here's this little setup of 3/16. I have some smaller stuff, not a lot of small stuff, but we're gonna check this out and see how this goes. I had to weld a little bit of metal there just to make sure I had a good ground, because this is a flat surface. So we're gonna do like a little T-weld on a corner and see how this goes. So we're gonna turn it down a little bit because it's only 145 right now. So we're gonna go with the thickness chart right here that it comes with. This one's pretty thick and everything else, but it has one on the book as well, and you can get this online as well. So this works out really well when it comes down to trying to figure out what you're wanting to do with this machine, and it dials it in for you. So let me get this machine dialed and then we'll start welding. Alright, so we're going off the thickness chart on here, and 3/16 is 0.185, 875, something like that. So we got it at 0.19. Like I said, I don't have really thin stuff around here. I do have some, and we'll do that whenever we get to it, like 14 gauge and some other small stuff like that. But as a flux core, it works great. So we're gonna T-butt weld this and see how it goes. So let's do that. All right, look at that. That's some pretty consistent, pretty deep and hot welds right there. I like that. I can't complain about that at all. So, and that's pretty close to the highest setting on here. So I'll say this thing gets a thumbs up for the MIG. I want to start using this instead of my 220. But the duty cycle is 60%. So that's the only negative part to it. but I mean, you get a lot out of a 110 welder that's super small, compact, can do 3 different things that if you need it on a job site just to do a little bit, not commercial work, I mean, this will work. So that's just like my cut 50 down here. That thing will blast through a lot of thick metal, and it just keeps on going. I think I've had it shut off on me once, and that's because I was cutting 1/4 inch for a good 5 solid minutes and just didn't really let the machine take a break. I will say the fan, it starts up, cools down, and if you're not doing anything, once it cools the circuits down and everything, the fan cuts off and it's super quiet. So it only works whenever you need it to work. But I have to say, I'm enjoying this. I do have the stinger for doing stick, and we might hook it up and do some stick. Another feature I found out is if this is not grounded out, which means you just put the little tip of the electrode on there, what is that? Ooh. Oh, I got some splatter. If you put the electrode onto the metal or where it's grounded, it will start spitting the wire out immediately when you pull the trigger. If not, you pull the trigger and it takes a minute and then it registers and comes out. So I guess it's a safety, I'm not sure, but I like it. Make sure that you're grounded out, so if it doesn't come on right off the bat, then you know you're not grounded. But man, I want to get some stick and some TIG in here, so let's pull the stick out, and we're gonna go with, I guess, some more 3/16 and see how that goes. All right, well, I haven't stick welded in a long time, and these possibly have a little bit of moisture in them, but as you see, it gets in there, and 145 amps is a little hot for this, so yeah, it doesn't look as pretty as the flux core did up there. Right there, you can kind of see it. So yeah, but I mean, it works very well. So doing those 2 things, I'm enjoying it. I'm not per se a stick welder. I have a lot of sticks for this and a lot of other thick material that I normally play around with and stuff like that, but yeah, I prefer to stick to the MIG gun. Well, I hope you got a good overview of the MIG Pro 145. It's a pretty sweet deal. So yeah, just check out the link in the description below if you need any type of welders or plasma cutters or anything else. Arccaptain has been very helpful in this channel and everything else with some of my fab work. So check out their products, and yeah, links in the description. Till next time.